Eran, talk about debt and internet. Is that something which works together?
It does, and I'm going to share with you the best hidden secret of our industry.
We love secrets, especially the hidden ones.
Yep, and it's called venture debt or growth debt, as many people know it, but that's not my presentation. I can speak on behalf of Niklas if you like. Niklas, are you here? But I'm not the founder of Spotify, and it's not my time, it's his time. That's not mine. That's mine, okay. Please recount. You owe me 15 seconds. So, do you know Pablo Picasso? I'm sure you do. And one of my motto in life, I learned from him. Every day I do something I do not know, because that's the best way I learn how to do it. Remember that, I'll get back to it later. And I will share with you a confession I have. I'm a venture capitalist for the last 20 years, and I knew very little, but learned a lot in the last couple of years about the benefits and the power of a product called venture debt. And I'm going to share this know-how and learning with you in the next few minutes. I decided to start my first German debt fund, the first ever German debt fund, and I addressed the real needs of different stakeholders in a company. First, the founders. When they take debt, they don't give any more equity. They avoid dilution. Venture capital and other investors, again, not only not diluted anymore, they don't need to provide more capital to the companies. The management has no distraction. I'm not dealing with the CEO. We talk with the CFO, and the management can focus on their own business. And finally, my own investors and myself, family offices, find the best way to allocate some of their assets into your companies with less risk and limited return. Everybody's happy. Let's take a real case scenario. You have, many of you have your startup companies. You're probably 5 years old. You already raised 10, 20 million euro, and you reach 10 million euro of annual revenues, but not yet profitable. You need just 5 to 10 million more to get to break even. You're under huge pressure to keep on growing, 50 to 100% a year by year. It's really high pressure. What can you do? You give too much equity. You don't want to give it anymore. Every 1% of your company has a lot of value for you. It's your baby. You're already probably heavily diluted, around 10% or less. Another equity round? No way. I know what it takes. You don't want to go through this nightmare again. Banks, not even an option. Remember, you're not yet profitable. What do? You know the answer, right? Growth debt. And let's talk about a real case scenario. We had a portfolio company in my previous fund, House of Platinum Ventures. It was already quite successful with 20 million revenues, not yet profitable. They needed just 5 million to get profitability. At the same time, I was running the family office of House of Platinum, so we gave them a loan of 5 million euro, which means 500,000 interest payment every year. With this interest payment, generated additional 10 million revenues every year. This is the cost of equity. 500,000 interest, 10 million revenues. All shareholders kept their equity. 3 years later, the loan was paid back. Year number 4, the company was sold. In return to the investors was 4x. Debt provider, myself, 1.5x. Everybody was happy. Proof, and this is a real case, debt was far cheaper than equity. Growth debt is a great solution because not only it's the cheapest money you can raise, it's a simple and easy process, easy to negotiate and understand, tailor-made to the needs of the cost of the company, and it comes with flexible drawdowns and payback terms. Most important, you keep control of your company, you keep your focus on your company, and you keep your equity undiluted.
Okay, guys. Don't fall asleep.
Let's look at the global scale.
We have Niklas Zennström.
In the private tech funding in the US, about 15% is funded by venture debt. 15%.
He's here. He's getting mic'd up. And I would appreciate if everyone
Can you hear me or him?
is going to move inside the presentation suite.
Both of us. Is it Marco? Marco, you owe me another minute. Remember that? It's not 4, it's 5 minutes now. So 15% of tech funding, private tech funding in the US is debt financed. The bigger, the better the
presentation
companies.
of Niklas Sennström is going to start in 5 minutes.
The bigger, follow me, not him. The bigger and better the company is, the more debt the company takes, all the way from 15 to 70, 80%. I'm talking about the tech sector. Do you know what the debt ratio to equity in Europe? Anybody has any idea? I did my research. Less than 5%. This is a huge gap I'm here to fill up. Why is this the right time? There is a growing need. I saw many potential companies here that are striving for growth capital. Debt is a cheaper solution for them. You know, now you know why. Mature market, very well-educated investors. A lot of experience has been gained over 40 years in the US with debt financing, very new in Europe, very, very new in Germany. A lot of trust has been built up between me and other debt providers and those companies. And the supply is here, right here, standing in front of you. With a €100 million fund, I'm officially announcing today for the first time. Now, the global growth debt landscape is changing. And you see the only big difference, small big difference, is this person here. I'm from Israel, but I provide venture debt across Europe, the only official and legitimate growth debt fund in Germany. But who am I? In the last 2 minutes, I'll tell you my life story. I came to Berlin 10 years ago with a request of Hasso Plattner, the founder of SAP, to start the venture capital scene in Germany. Believe it or not, at that time, people in Germany didn't even know the meaning of the term venture capital. This was only 10 years ago. So I started Hasso Plattner Ventures 1, then Hasso Plattner Venture 2, then Hasso Plattner Venture Africa, and finally I was in charge of Hasso Plattner Venture Family Office. So I have 20 years of venture capital experience, of which 10 years in Israel, 10 more years in Germany. This is my fund number 7. Over 100 direct investments, but remember, all of them are equity investments. As Picasso told me, every day do something you don't know. That's the best way to learn how to do it. I started this debt fund, not only because I don't know, actually I do know already how to do it, because I see it as a great need and a great opportunity at the same time. To complete my story, along those 20 years I had some 20 exits. We don't have any time to go through them, but that's probably the reason I'm still in this industry. And I created this fund in Germany, and I can provide, and I do provide already, credit with passion. With this motto, I would like to thank you and wish you a great day.
Okay, guys, it's getting real. Please come inside. Niklas Sennström is going to give us a keynote, and I want full attention. There are no excuses. If you like this conference and want good speakers, you have to make also some effort in attending. Please come inside. We are starting.
I can use the time to tell you some more stories, or even jokes, if you like, about business. You want one? Okay. Now listen carefully, because it's a great time filler. My children go to the international school, and the youngest one was asked by the teacher, she's 8 years old, when she was 8 years old, now she's 18, who was the best or the most important person of all times? Remember the question, the kid or the child that will give me the right answer will get €10 prize. So the first, Ho Chi Li, the Chinese girl, raises her hand and she says, teacher, I know, the most important person of all time was Mao Zedong. You're Chinese, right? The teacher says, no, sorry, Li, wrong answer. Then John, the little Irish boy, raises his hand and says, teacher, I know. Is there any Irish person here? Who was the most important person of all times? St. Patrick, right? The teacher says, no, sorry, John, wrong answer. Then Heinrich, the little German boy, raises his hand. Let me finish the story. You owe me a minute, Marco. Who was the most important person of all time? So Heinrich said, Einstein, teacher. And the teacher says, sorry, nobody knows. Nobody get the €10. Then Joshua, the little Jewish kid, raises his hand and said, "Teacher, I know who was the most important person of all time." The teacher says, "Joshua, yeah, who was it?" Joshua says, "It was Jesus Christ." But the teacher says, "Well, Joshua, I'm impressed. How did you know? Come up on stage and I'll give you 10 euro. So he comes up on stage, and the teacher, before giving him the money, whispers in his ear, Joshua, I'm so impressed. You're a Jewish boy. How did you know that Jesus was the most important person of all time?" So Joshua says, "Deep in my heart, I knew it was Moses, but business is business."